Welcome back to Notes Edition, where I read notes off of my phone. Today's note is called Bitcoin's Asymmetry. This one is a doozy, so hang in there. What does it mean that Bitcoin is an asymmetric asset? To start, Bitcoin is asymmetrical when compared to the dollar, just one of many paper currencies. The supply of Bitcoin is capped at 21 million, and the US national debt as of 2025 is over 30 trillion, which is over 1 million times the supply of Bitcoin, even if the dollar supply was done inflating, which it's not. That's just one fiat currency in one country of the world. If Bitcoin adoption today was as common as dollar adoption today, that would put Bitcoin at over $1 million per Bitcoin, 10 times higher than its price today. Not aligned, not balanced, not symmetrical whatsoever. This leads many to believe that Bitcoin is grossly undervalued. On a more technical note, Bitcoin sits asymmetrically on the supply curve, and depending on how you view Bitcoin adoption, it also sits asymmetrically on the demand curve. So what does that mean? Bitcoin is a payment network built on a set of rules hard-coded into its code base. One set of rules programmed into Bitcoin is the supply schedule of Bitcoin currency. Every 10 minutes, a small amount of Bitcoin is released into circulation, which amounts to less than 1% inflation per year, which is minuscule compared to dollar inflation. The dollar prints faster than Bitcoin is released. Exactly how asymmetrical is Bitcoin supply? Bitcoin is only 10% of the way through to its last block reward, otherwise known as the last Bitcoin to be released, expected around 2140. No more inflation after that. And although Bitcoin is only 15 years along its 150-year supply schedule, it's already released 90% of its supply. That means the remaining 90% of the time left on the schedule will be chasing the remaining 10% of the supply left to be released. We're 10% through the schedule with only 10% of the remaining supply left unreleased. This is astronomically disproportionate on the time axis and the supply axis. It's also asymmetrical on the demand axis. Billions of people don't own Bitcoin, and many that do only have a 2% allocation to Bitcoin, often much less. Even if everyone in the world owned 100% of their wealth in Bitcoin, there's another layer of asymmetry: future generations. Once Bitcoin hits higher levels of adoption, many will think its demand potential will wane. Yet there will always be future generations, many of them born into poverty, that will want to store their wealth in Bitcoin. Fresh demand every day with an ever-dwindling supply. The very few people who currently understand the economic implications of Bitcoin means that the floodgates haven't even opened yet. We're living through a really unique point in monetary history, completely asymmetric. And that's today's note.